tell you what, we'll go ahead and call the meeting to order. This is going to be a short meeting, just an organizational meeting. But first, I wanted to welcome new members to the committee. From last year, we have some new members, and I tell you what, as I call your name, maybe introduce yourself and your district and tell everyone just a little bit about you. First, Mike Dudgeon.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm Mike Dudgeon, House District 25 in Forsyth County and parts of Johns Creek and North Fulton. Glad to be on the committee. I'm a small business guy helping build a video game company, have my own engineering consulting company before then, and looking forward to helping out.
Thank you. Next, Mac Jackson, new to the committee. Is Mac here?
Right here.
There you are, at the end.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm Mac Jackson from District 128, which is Washington County, a portion of Jefferson County, Glasscock County, Hancock County, Warren County, a portion of Johnson County, and a portion of McDuffie County. I know it's a lot of counties. But I own a small business. Me and some more guys own a small business, and I'm glad to be on this committee to learn more about small business operation. And
next, Darshawn Kendrick. Is she here? There you are. What number, 10?
Yep. Hello, I'm Darshawn Kendrick. I represent State House District 93, which is East DeKalb and South Gwinnett. I am a practicing business attorney. I have a law firm and a JD from UGA and a master's from Kennesaw State, so thank you.
And next, Tom Kirby. Tom, what number?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm Tom Kirby, District 114, mostly in Walton County. I also have parts of Barrow County, Gwinnett County, and Rockdale County. Been the last 20 years doing environmental health and safety, human resources for major manufacturing companies, dealing with every regulatory agency, both at the state and federal level. So regulations affecting small business and are especially those that are detrimental and don't serve a purpose is something that's that I certainly like to address. So.
Welcome aboard. And John Pizzold. Wait, John, let me make sure I'm pronouncing Pizzold or Pizzold. Just mash your button first. There you go.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I've got you.
Okay. It's Pizzold.
Pizzold.
Old peas, flip it backwards.
All right.
There you go. I'm John Pizzold from Columbus, District 133. I represent parts of Muskogee, Harris, and Troup counties. I'm a small business owner, and I sell cheap hamburgers. Thank you.
We know where to go for lunch here. And cousin-in-law, Jason Shaw.
Chairman, I'm Jason Shaw from down in Lakeland, Georgia. My district has parts of Valdosta and parts of Waycross and everything in between. Lots of pine trees. I'm a small business, have a couple of small businesses, and they're so small that I'm the CEO and the janitor. But so I understand what's important for small business and look forward to working with you, Mr. Chairman.
Welcome aboard. And last on the list, Valencia Stuval. What? Yes, mash the button. Number 1.
Good afternoon. I'm Valencia Stovall. I represent District 74, which is in Clayton County, and I'm a small business owner in promotional printing. Family been in business about 30 years, so small business is really at the heart of what a lot of things that we want to push and do and look at as far as the things that need to happen for our small businesses. Thank you.
Well, first of all, welcome aboard to all our new members of the committee, and welcome back to all the returning members. We're looking forward to an exciting year as we continue the mission of the Red Tape Watch and some important work we think that will be coming up. So the first order of business is just we're going to look at the rules inside your package. It should be the rules for the committee. Hope you've had an opportunity to look at them. These are the same rules that we've had in the committee last term, and with that, I'll be happy to take any comments or motions.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we adopt the rules as presented.
All right. Have a second. Is there any other comments? Hearing none. What is the will of the committee? All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, nay. All right, the rules have passed. very quickly, I wanted to touch on the report that we, the committee, completed at the end of the year and reported it back to the Speaker. We know the importance of this committee. The Speaker has made it very well known, and I think the people across Georgia have made it well known that this is very important to them. Looking at the burden on our businesses is something that they take a high importance. They put a high importance on, and we're going to continue that work. We did a good job last year, I think, of listening and letting the people of Georgia know that this committee is going to function in that role. We had excellent testimony from citizens all over the state of Georgia that traveled from all corners to come up here and start to share their issues of what they're experiencing in their everyday lives back trying to run their businesses, and what a burden the regulations are on them. Some of those federal, some of them state, some of them local. Obviously, this committee cannot do anything about the state regulations, but we sure can focus on, the federal regulations. Sorry. We can't do anything about the federal regulations, but we sure can focus on the state regulations. And we can also look at the local. Not that we want to start getting into a lot of local issues, but it affects all of Georgia as a business person starts to go from community to community, and we want a consistent, unified set of regulations that's easy to follow. So we had a great year last year, and it's sort of funny. We had a couple of people wanting to testify, but shortly before they testified, somehow their issue got solved. I thought that was very interesting, and that was, I think that's a role that this committee in itself can play, is sort of an oversight role, and make sure that our citizens know that they have a place to go and talk about these issues, and when there is a difference between maybe the agency or department and what they're getting. But I thought it was very interesting. This year we're going to continue with our mission. I want us to be more focused in on the state regulations. I want to continue the red tape watch, and as we get citizens to come in and testify, I want them to be more specific. We had a lot of good testimony last year, but we need to start getting very specific in what we're looking at and make sure that we're tying back into, what are the regulations, start citing those and getting very detailed. So as we hear and sign people up, we're going to ask that we get very detailed in what their issue is, so that we've got the reference point to go back and start looking into the specific regulation or law that they're having issues with. As far as the next steps with the committee, we're going to start today, or I say today, we're going to, after this meeting, we're going to start looking at the criteria. And I think we need to make sure that there's a criteria in place in Georgia by which, as we start to promulgate rules and regs, that we can measure against, what do those rules and regs do to small businesses or businesses in general across the state of Georgia. So we make sure when those rules and regs are implemented or they're talked about that we're taking into consideration small businesses. What is the effect that it's going to have on the small businesses? We need rules and regs that protects the consumer, it protects the industry, but we want to minimize those regulations, and we want to make sure that they're implemented in a way that they have the least effect on our small businesses. And they can go out and do what they need to do and focus on making money, providing a service or a product for their customers. Mr. Vice Chairman, better late than never. I'm just kidding. No. Our new Vice Chairman, welcome. Josh Clark is going to be Vice Chair in this committee, and I want to welcome him and appreciate the role and the support that he's going to give us this year. So welcome. But with that, also there were several issues that I want the committee to start thinking about, and we'll start. We'll try to put a plan together in the upcoming meetings. But there are several issues that I think popped up last year in the testimony we heard that I think maybe we may want to dive into. One of it is unemployment reform. That's a big issue. We had several folks who testified, about what that was doing to their business and the unemployment claims that were being put on. Workman's comp is another issue. We also had heard a lot from the Department of Early Care and Learning. That was very informative of all the rules and regs and how in the last couple of years those rules and regs had just expanded. And I don't remember passing a lot of legislation in the last 8 years demanding all those rules and regs, but it's interesting. And I think the other thing is that we want to look at is how duplicative the oversight is. And that was one instance that we saw last year, and a lot of these, the testimony that we heard was people were getting audited by 3 and 4 different oversight authorities. How many times can you get audited by different entities? So those are some things I want us to focus on this year, and we're going to continue to take this mission forward, and hopefully we're going to come up and we're going to really focus in on the criteria going forward that I hope small businesses will they'll appreciate that when these rules and regs are made, that we're going to be a very friendly state, and then we're going to cause the least harm that we can those businesses. So with that, that's it, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen. Is there any other comments from any members? Representative, let's see what, Kendrick.
I know you've heard this a million times, but tomorrow I'm having my 2nd annual Business Owners Day at the Capitol, where there'll be 200 business owners here to hear from state and federal agencies and elected officials. It starts at 7:30 in the morning, and I know that's early, but please join them. They'll love to hear from you. They are losing money, to come down here and speak with you, so we want to have a room full of good elected officials that can speak with them and let you know what they're looking for to us doing. So please join us at 7:30. It's on the 20th floor of the Floyd building, and at 8:15 we have the formal program that's going to start, and then we'll bring them over to the Capitol to get recognized on that day.
All right, thank you. That conducting or concluding all the business, we are adjourned.